Hey, it's me, Rice Combo, and I'm back today bringing coverage of a new game, Honkai Star Rail. I have been playing this for the past 24 hours since this game has launched, and I just want to bring you the first impressions of day one, how far I've gotten, what my characters are, and how I feel about the game and on what it's going to look like moving forward. So, that being said, let's get started. So, the first question we have to answer here is what is Honkai Star Rail? Honkai Star Rail is a turn based gacha game made by Hoyoverse, the same company that created Genshin Impact and has been running that game pretty successfully for the past 4 or 5 years now. Um, with Honkai Star Rail, obviously on this channel, we've been covering Infinite Magic Raid primarily since we started. This game is going to be one of those games that I'm going to be playing a little bit more casually. Though the first couple weeks I'm probably going to be going all in on this game, especially because IMR is a little short on content. But with this game, it really has the same similar turn-based gotcha mechanics that you would expect in a turn-based RPG. You have your characters and rosters of units that you can grab and select. Obviously, this is going to be a lot more anime themed. There's going to be weapons that are called light cones, relics, that's going to be your gear, different abilities, exclusive levels. So it's going to be that same similar feel when you're creating teams. Though in this game, unlike the games we've covered before, you're bringing in 4 characters to the fight rather than 5, 6, 7 that we've seen before in other gacha games. So the mechanics are pretty similar. Kind of hopping into the overworld here. Let's just go to down here. This place will have a lot of enemies. Just taking a look at it. It is a turn-based, but obviously you're encountering things in a semi-overworld. You have this character here, Dan, is going to be one of the DPS heroes that I'm going to be using. He has a wind element, so dealing wind element damage to units that have a wind element weakness as you hit them, they're obviously going to take more damage. These are really small enemies, but it's very similar to any kind of gacha style game. You take their turns. There's a turn order on the left. She's supposed to be a shielder, but not really going to be using her for shields just because this is a pretty short playthrough here. But cycles back, kind of stunned him, brought him back down. Pretty simple mechanics. So for the most part, a lot of the same, though you are controlling a character in this one as you move around. I'm not going to spend too much time on actual mechanics of this game. Just because there's plenty of YouTube videos that go over what each character does, how to best utilize your skill points, and I'll even probably make a video later on overviewing some of that information. But what I want to talk about today is what are my impressions? What does my account look like? So after about 24 hours of playing, so roughly about 6 hours of game time. 6, 7, 8 hours of game time, something like that. I'm not really sure because I was playing in between doing some work today. I was able to pull in my roster. We're guaranteed a 5-star after 50 pulls. And I was able to pull one of the better units that most people are kind of aiming for, which is Bronya, which is going to be this... in Infinite Magic Raid, it's like your Focus. It's going to be the person that's going to reset your turn meter, and your turn gauge. She's just a really good supportive unit that really is there to buff your units. You're given Dan Hyung, which is a single target DPS at the start of the game. This is a shielder, March 7th, and then Serval is someone that I recently pulled on the banners, who's just an AoE DPS. I was using the main protagonist. This name will vary depending on what you named your character, but will be someone I end up using later on. as I get her second form, which is going to be their fire form. But for now, I have her leveled, not really using her for now. Eventually, though, I will build up Natasha, who is a healer, and then probably mess around with some of the other units as well. Haven't really touched much any of the other ones just because I'm kind of just looking around and seeing what the beginning of this game is. But in terms of level, I was able to make it to Trailblazer level 20, which gets you the ability to increase the difficulty of your world in this game. So what are my first impressions of Honkai Star Rail? I think it's really polished. I think for those who really liked Genshin Impact, especially the UI, it's really similar. It's almost like they just copied and pasted it, and then added a little bit of updates to make it more appropriate for the turn-based theme or the turn-based mechanics that this game has. I think you'll really like the game from that perspective. But if you're coming from what my content on this channel already covers, Infinite Magic Raid, I think the one thing that I really appreciate about this game already, and it is still early, it's only 24 hours since the game launched. It's very free-to-play friendly. They give you good heroes to start out with. They give you a guaranteed 5-star at 50 pulls, and you're given 20 pulls because of the pre-registration rewards if you're making an account within this pre-registration or between this launch time. Not only that, but there is a section here, not that one, here, where you're going to be getting daily logins, which these are banner summons, and then when you hit level 5, you get 10 more summons. When you hit 15, you get another 10 summons. And then when you hit 25, you get another 10 summons plus some extra Trailblazer gems or whatever. Trailblazer power, which is just, I believe it's power. Stellar Jades, which is just going to help you get those summons that you're looking for. So it is very free-to-play friendly. They're going to make sure that you get a 5-star hero. But the thing is, just like Genshin Impact, you don't need 5 stars to complete the game. I assume that they're over time, as they release more characters, we're just going to be able to see more. We're just going to be able to see how a lot of free-to-play players are going to be able to do just as well at this game, just like how in Genshin Impact they have that. The one downside to this game, it is PvE focused. As of now, they haven't announced or guaranteed that there's going to be any kind of PvP. Which, if it's like Genshin, there won't be any PvP at all. There might be some co-op, but there's not going to be any PvP. Or guilds, at least as far as I've seen. That could change. We might see something different. But as of now, I'm really impressed with Honkai Star Rail, and I think it's a really good game. I'm interested to see what will happen after the first week and see what my thoughts are then. And I'll have a lot more of a polished video coming out then, but I just wanted to get my first impressions of the game, kind of talking about the mechanics a little bit. And so for those who really want kind of a more free-to-play experience, I'd highly recommend this game. And for those who are really kind of wanting to get maybe a break from Infinite Magic Raid, for those who are coming from the previous channel, give it a shot. This might end up being a game that you end up wanting to play more than IMR. Don't worry though, I still am going to be covering IMR content. I'm still playing the game. And so you will be seeing some more content soon on the channel, especially this Friday when we're going to be summoning for Quinlan because he's on the banner. But other than that, if you had any questions about this game or just want to hear more of my thoughts or want to ask if this game might be for you, don't drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.